Remember Octodad? You know, that game about an octopus trying to be an average suburban father while being violently hunted down by an evil chef with a comically large hat? No, it's just me. 2014 was a weird year for indie games. On one hand, you had gems such as Binding of Isaac and Shovel Knight, games that showed the world what small teams can do and changed the indie game scene for years to come. And on the other hand, you have those games. I seriously can't find a name to call these things. Advanced shovelware, meme games, YouTuber reaction bait. The most elaborate shitposts ever to be made by human hands, that's for sure. Many games like these were released around that time, being characterized by odd and frustrating control schemes, physics-based chaotic gameplay, and bizarre but awfully fun concepts. The three major releases of this genre were I Am Bread, Goat Simulator, and Octodad Dadliest Catch, which is conveniently the topic of today's video. Before we get into the meat of what makes this game special, did you know Octodad is actually a sequel? The game was originally made by a small team of students as their entry submission for an indie game festival sometime in 2010. That's about it, history lesson over, onto the main course. Octodad Dadliest Catch is a short indie game developed by Young Horses. It blew up in popularity after YouTubers such as DanTDM, Markiplier, and others did Let's Play videos on it. The thing that made it special for me and many others were the controls. The main gimmick of the game is the fact you have to control each limb separately. That, and the fact almost every object you see interacts with the physics engine, which may or may not lead to some pretty funny and stupid outcomes at times. While I can't do a big retrospective on its cultural impact, development, and or concept work because I'm too lazy to do research, I can take time out of my day to talk about how I feel about it and do a little story recap for those who want to hear it. So, without wasting any more time, here's a rundown of the story. The game starts with a wedding. Your wedding. This is Scarlett, your soon-to-be wife. What a lucky man you are. And this is you, the father, the human, the player, the totally not an octopus. Your goal is to go about your life without raising any suspicion because you're totally not an octopus. So you wreck the whole place, steal a suit, tie and hat, and then get married, like a totally normal human. Time skip to the present day. You live with your wife and your two kids, Tommy, who seems to really like balls, and Stacy. She likes unicorns. They make you do household chores while they stand around and do nothing like a healthy family should. Suddenly, a birdhouse falls. You put it back up and get attacked by this chef guy. He knows you're an octopus and wants to kill you. And his name's Fujimoto. After breaking his mutant lawnmower and fixing the fence, your wife promises everyone a trip to the aquarium. Of course, you, as a totally normal human, decline. Because aquariums are evil, bad prisons for sea life. Then, they manipulate you into getting into the car by orchestrating a fake grocery store visit and using that to guilt trip you into going to the aquarium.
Honey, it's really simple. You can come to the aquarium with your family, or you can walk home alone.
After sharing a wholesome family moment, you are tasked with helping all three family members regroup. In this act, you fix the electricity in the deep sea exhibit, learn about kelp, and my personal favorite, have a deep talk with your wife, as in, ignore her entirely and play all the fun arcade games.
You feel like having a real discussion? Find me at the Shark Tank.
Of course, your wife is arguably pissed, so she tells you to meet her at the big fish tank when you want to have a real talk. So you, as the loving good husband you are, go there. Only for her to actually be a decoy made by the chef so he could undress you and throw you in, before going to tell your family that you're an octopus. You have a PTSD flashback of that time you climbed on a boat during a storm, disguised yourself as the captain like in the video game Hitman, met the love of your life, and kicked Fujimoto off of it. Flashback over. Your family is looking for you and Doug Dimmadome over here takes them to the cafeteria to tell them everything about you. You make your escape at closing time, either with disguises or by pretending you're Solid Snake like I did here. You sneak into the cafeteria just in time for the final showdown, Chef misses a knife throw and sets the whole kitchen on fire by blowing up the gas tanks. Oh, and your daughter knew all along that you were an octopus.
It's Dad! Nobody else knew?
After an intense final boss that can be beaten with relative ease by just standing in the right place, you manage to defeat Chef, and Octodad, being the loving and peaceful being he is, hugs him instead of finishing him off. And the game ends with this.
If Dad is an octopus, then where did me and Stacy come from? Seriously.
That was a mouthful. I hope it was condensed enough for the people with YouTube Shorts attention span to pay attention to my video. Personally, Octodad is one of my favorite games. I played it in my childhood and still boot it up from time to time in order to speedrun it or reminisce about the past. While there are many criticisms I have about the pacing and writing and the difficulty, the game's stylized art style and cartoony graphics still hold up well today. If you have money to spare, I suggest you buy it, as it could provide you with 2 to 4 hours of fun, and there's also workshop levels if you're interested. That being said, I wish I could say more about this game, but there's really not much I can talk about. Just go and play it yourself for the full experience. Nothing I say will do it justice. What I can say about Octodad though is, it's weird, it's bold, and it wears its heart on its sleeve. If that makes any sense. And that's what makes it a good game to me. I think that about does it for today's video. I'm sorry I haven't posted in over 50 days, but I've been juggling with mental health, school, and this video, which for some reason took me over 20 hours to finish, despite it not being that good. I'll try to go back to posting every 2 to 3 weeks from now, although I may post some more gaming related content as I'm not particularly good at video essays. But if this video performs well enough, I might make one dedicated to looking at more 2014 indie games similar to Octodad in a bulk. And with that said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.